Don't get caught standing in the corner, staring at the corner.
Don't put baby in the corner. Yeah, that ending's awesome.
It is awesome. So Russ, just announced in Germany is a pretty awesome Blair Witch Project collection. And it contains not only Blair Witch 1, but also 2, which has never been released on Blu-ray before, as well as the remake, the third one. So there is all 3 of these films in this nice little bundle. And of course, Germany always puts out a lot of really cool releases. And the only problem is there's only screenshots of what the box art and the product looks like, which is kind of creepy. I kind of like how it looks.
I like it too.
Yeah, it's kind of cool illustration. But there really isn't any information on what's on these discs. But I guess just kind of the big news is that the second one, The Book of Shadows, is going to be on Blu-ray for the first time.
That is big news, and I'm interested. Anyone who's familiar with the sequel knows that it was butchered to death. And apparently there is a cut in existence that just is damn near a completely different film.
Very funny, asshole.
In the one that we all know, it opens with Disposable Teens by Marilyn Manson. And I've even read that was pushed on by the studio, that the original sequel didn't want that. The director didn't. He wanted his name, I believe, like he was pissed.
Yes, sir.
Ironically enough, though, Book of Shadows is actually a pretty decent horror sequel. The first one gets all the credit for being what it was. I mean, the first one's film history, honestly.
Yeah.
But as an enjoyable viewing experience, Book of Shadows is actually more entertaining.
That is so not cool, man.
I know it's not cool.
That is so not cool.
I know it's not cool.
No masterpiece, for sure, but you could do worse, especially for a horror sequel. And again, it's never been released on Blu, which is baffling to me. I'm interested to pick this up. Regardless of the cut, I'm interested to pick this up. And as far as features go, I know the original DVD of the Blair Witch Project always had like commentaries, documentaries, faux documentaries, internet featurettes about the marketing of the film when it came out. There's a ton of materials they can include on this, just on archival features alone.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really any viral marketing for that second one. That first one, there was a ton of viral marketing to where people legit thought that this was something real they were watching.
Knowing that those film students may have been there and may have been fighting for their lives there in some form is enough to, I think, to want anyone to see what may be on those rolls of film.
Like, oh, they found this tape, and you know what? It was like all the stuff in the newspaper. I remember, like the way they handled the marketing of that film was just so super cool. And I'll be honest, I've only actually seen the second one time. I saw it when it came out because I saw it in the theater. When I realized that it wasn't kind of the same thing, and I was kind of like not knowing what to expect, and it kind of was what it was. I remember enjoying it, but I don't think I thought too much about it after it was over, and I haven't seen it since.
Keep your motherfucking change.
So I feel like I would like to rewatch it now because I know that it is a different experience in general. It's not found footage. It's not the same kind of a style of a movie whatsoever.
And that was such a strange decision. They kind of dropped the ball there. I don't understand why they didn't do found footage.
I felt that our director, Joe Berlinger, really had a grasp on that. Instead of trying to fool people again, he actually followed fans of the film. And that was the premise for the second film, which I think was a really smart idea.
It's funny because what they did, they spent more money. Obviously, making a found footage horror movie is way cheaper than doing a big production like Book of Shadows was.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, Paranormal Activity came out and said, no, we'll just keep doing a billion sequels with the found footage, keep it cheap.
You're not telling me anything I don't know.
And I'm curious why it's never been released on Blu in the U.S.
Well, like I said, I know the director is not a fan of it. There's a lot of stories about Book of Shadows. That's why I'm interested about this release, and I want to keep an eye out for it to see exactly what they're going to get, in particular with 2. And this is not 4K. This is Blu-ray. So if you order this from Germany, you better have a region-free player because we have no way of knowing yet if this will be region-free. Most likely it will be locked to region B.
I'm a fan of found footage films that are done right. I mean, I know there was like a Swath that came out, not necessarily after this right away, but this kicked it off for sure. There's been a lot of ebbs and flows with that genre. And there's definitely a few good ones in there. But I don't know what this remake's about. I don't know if they try to do the just exact same thing again or.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you've seen it. Are we missing out or
The remake, which was not the Blair Witch
Adam
Project,
Wingard.
but just Blair Witch. Did you already know that? Directed by Adam
I was
Wingard and Simon
50-50,
Barrett.
so I was saying it as a guest.
Yeah.
But
Adam
I do
Wingard, yeah.
semi-remember that.
Dude, the first one's legit freaky. I'm telling you, it freaked me out, especially the ending. And I remember people being like,
Nah, the ending's cool.
the ending is dumb. Like, what did that
the only
mean?
thing
I don't
that's
know what
good. I don't enjoy the movie. I respect it. And the ending, to me, is the best part. That's
Yeah.
like what makes it worth sitting through. But honestly, it gave me a headache. And it's historical. I mean, the internet was still in its infancy. As you said, it tricked a lot of people. Nowadays, if you tried that, it wouldn't work at all. I even like the way like the camera just falls.
It falls.
It's rad.
She's screaming and it
Yeah,
falls.
it's cool as shit. If that ending wasn't there, I probably would have just hated the movie,
Right.
honestly.
It filled me with dread, that ending, because it was like these people just entered into a world of hurt and like you don't know what's about to happen to them because you're already kind of confused as to what's going on. Then the camera's dropping, people are screaming, something's happening in that room which you don't see, and then the movie's over. It's like, that's fucked. Out October 27th.